Hi, welcome back to Mountain Gym Card Collectibles. I hope you're having a great day. So, I'm not sure how satisfied you are with Topps Fanatics taking control of the sports card market. And I believe a lot of people thought it was going to be a good thing. But once again, this hobby is falling into the trap of a monopoly. And so what I've noticed on social media the last few days when I check it out is just so much negativity directed towards Fanatics. And I'm sure, I'll get some trolls attacking me like I usually do. But this is not all me. And I wish that, people who watch this channel that, want to attack me because they think that I'm not pushing hobby positivity. Well, let's face it. It's tough to be positive about a sports card market that really goes out of its way to not be positive towards the consumer. And so we're just going to scroll down some of these posts, like this one from Dom Cardboard came out August 21st. I'm starting to miss the days where Fanatics just ghosted you after missing a drop. These rejection emails are starting to hurt. And he gets, that's the luck of the drop, for, not being able to purchase a hobby box. Because they make it so difficult for consumers to purchase this type of stuff nowadays. So I can understand why he's not happy about that. That's one of the biggest complaints that I'm constantly seeing on social media. And then we run into this sort of issue. Fanatics is a complete joke. 2 different reps have disconnected my chats after not resolving an issue. One moment, please, then the chat is ended. What a sorry excuse for a company. Yeah, I'm sorry you're having to deal with that, I always feel like Washington, D.C. needs to put laws in place for these big corporations that when you call them, you have to talk to a person. No AI, no computer bots, no chat bots. They have to do the right thing. And once again, you have a big corporation who's just gaming the system. And so you have all these people spending all this money trying to get issues resolved. And like this individual who posted this on August 19th is not satisfied. Okay, here's another post from August 21st. A lot of replies to it. This comes from Misha Wines. Topps flagship football may be one of the laziest products I've ever opened. There's nothing original or exciting. Everything is copy and pasted from Topps baseball. Yes, people are getting so tired of this lazy design crew from Topps Fanatics. And once again, it would be so nice to have competition in this market. I know that, a lot of the trolls don't want to hear that, but a lot of us want competition, okay? And we need it so that it pushes these corporations to push out quality products. And when you have a monopoly, we see what happens. The corporation gets lazy with the designs and people just aren't very excited about the product. And that's the nature of 2026 Topps flagship football. I've seen so many people talking about that issue, that I think they need to go back to the drawing board. In fact, I just wish they would just lose their licensing. I just want to put that out there. Give the licensing to some other company that's really going to focus on this stuff and not just use it as a stepping stone, for their billion-dollar lifestyle. I'm pointing at you, Michael Rubin. Because let's face it, if you're the CEO of this, you're not doing a very good job. Okay, this comes from August 21st. It's from Matt Peel. At Fanatics is a disaster of a company. They canceled my order because they oversold the item and then sent me an email saying I initiated the cancellation. I can't believe how many actual fans are forced to use their subpar surfaces. At Fanatics, yo. Fanatics exhaustion is a real thing. And what I see with these individuals would be like a line of people smashing their heads into a wall. Make this stop. Yes, I wish it would all stop, you know. But you kind of live in America that focuses on billionaires over everybody else. I don't get it. I never have, and I never will. You know, prior to 2000, I just felt like the United States was focused on who it should be focused on, which is the majority of people who are just consumers, middle class or lower middle class. But nowadays, it's all about, you know, these big gimmicks for the billionaires, the billion-dollar corporations, whatever. And the exhaustion is real. Okay, so here's two complaints that kind of stand out. They're both from August 20th. This one's from Ryan Carroll. Fanatics has the worst customer service experience I can imagine possible. Simple issue of a gift card that won't work. That was given as a gift, and we're going on 2 weeks of back and forth with no resolution for a $50 gift card. Unreal how much time I have wasted on this. Okay. Well, what I've learned about gift cards is if you can give the cash rather than a gift card, you know, or write a check, whatever you have to do, you know. I mean, for one reason, a lot of people have problems with just gift cards, not necessarily Fanatics, but I get it. It's just another issue with Fanatics. And then here's one. Fanatics, your fan cash is a joke. I've tried for 2 days now and the code errors out no matter what I try. Pathetic. Already lost $10 and here's another $10 lost. Yeah. That's the nature of Fanatics. You're going to lose some money. And I mean, what gets me is people are just, I mean, so focused on this type of stuff with Fanatics, you know. Like here's one. At Fanatics book, another day, another scam, 341 tries, 0 wins. Yeah. And that's what's happened is, you know, Fanatics is a company that has put a lot of its faith in gambling and not as much effort into QC. Now, I didn't go over all the QC issues that I noticed on my X algorithm today. From sports cards from 2026, Topps football flagship that was just released. But man, there are so many QC issues with that. I mean, I could go into it in another episode because there's just so much there. For me, when I look at this stuff, I still really don't understand how Topps Fanatics managed to get this, you know, monopoly for the most part in sports cards with licensed product. I really don't, because they're really not doing a very good job with it, you know. I know that Panini sucked, you know, and their sets were always coming out late, you know, but I just didn't see as much negativity directed towards Panini, which is kind of weird because I dislike Panini too. I don't really like Panini. I don't like Topps Fanatics. I would probably like these companies more if we had a competitive market for licensed sports cards, you know. It might be an issue of, well, I'm buying this licensed product. I kind of get tired, so I'll buy this licensed product, you know, and then I'm kind of burnt out on this licensed product, so I'm going to try this company's licensed product, you know. But we can't do that in this day and age. And so when everyone's trying to deal with Topps Fanatics and their licensed product and, you know, they're getting what they get, which seems to be a lot of poor customer service, a lot of bad QC issues, a lot of we don't really care that you're our customer and our consumer from Fanatics, a lot of bad jerseys for one reason or another. To me, it's still a mystery, you know, that a company this bad could have pulled off all of this for licensing, you know, licensed product, because it really just feels like amateur hour to an extent. But what gets me is any more I get on X or other social media, and it's just literally all I see are complaints directed towards Fanatics. I mean, and that's as rotten as it gets, Anyway, I'd like to thank my subscribers. You're the only reason I'm doing this. If you could give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And if you're a viewer, if you could subscribe, that would really help out the channel, because as of February 1st, 2027, YouTube is making it very, very difficult for small channels like mine to get monetized. So if I'm not monetized by February 1st, I'll likely just pull up and go on over to Rumble and focus my energy on Rumble, because I've been doing this for so long, at least Rumble will pay me. More and more people are starting to really catch on to the fact that YouTube just doesn't want to pay creators for the most part anymore. They just want to take all the money for themselves. What is it about big corporations? They're the biggest victim in the room, whether it's Topps, Fanatics, or Google, or YouTube, whatever. Those poor, poor, poor billionaires. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye.